And this is how I got into UFT. And this is a long awaited video. I'll attach a clip of me opening the letter. Just got a mail from the University of Toronto, Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering. This is probably a welcome letter. Welcome to school, UFT Applied Science and Engineering. This is just a brochure, directly mailed, special handwritten mail. Alright, so we have quite a bunch of things to cover in this video. So yeah, ranging from my grades, extracurriculars, the framework that I followed, my English language requirements, like how I gave my IELTS and all of that, and like my honest advice. And throughout this video, I'll try to provide you some actionable steps that you guys can also take to really accelerate your way there. All right, so what's my story? So I was in Bangladesh back in 2023 and 2022. Then came to Canada in 2023, and then is probably starting my studies this September or the next September if I'm really busy. And I got into and accepted and committed to University of Toronto. All right, so I was talking about my extracurriculars, right? So I started with an NGO, like an Environment Saving Association. Then I moved to science fair. Then I kind of became a journalist. That it might sound captivating that how it even happened. It's just that when you take small steps in a long period of time, that's what I emphasize, you will go there in no time, trust me. Then I started speaking online, offline a little bit. I started with that, all right? Then I did a forum on Euronews as a young journalist. I also took part in my school commentating. I became a ceremony host. I also was a Guinness World Record participant. And by the way, I also became a journalist throughout the way, all right? So another time, I also became a annual sports host too. So these were my extracurriculars. I also started speaking, commentating, attending business clubs and competitions, and these were the things. And I also became the best young journalist in 2020 and 2021 in the program that I was a journalist in, which unites 211 different children from 211 different countries around the world. So I appeared on YouTube, Facebook, Google, and even met with the South Asian Football Federation president too. That was how I started with a very childly NGO and how I went there, all right? I also have a business article ready, posted, not a business article, a insider article about gender equality, posted as I was a journalist at that time. I also gave a speech on national television, also sang, also made a YouTube. And after coming to Canada, so those skills that I learned after coming to Canada, I became a TVDSB student senator. I joined the business club and attended forums in Toronto. I became the MSA president. I also had food bank experiences, and I tutored as a volunteer tutor. I'm also a founder of a club in my high school, and I also founded my second NGO or company that you can say, NG Quest, that helps engineering students pursue engineering degrees in Canada. It's kind of a consultancy firm. And these are my university acceptances and scholarships. I didn't get a scholarship yet in University of Toronto while I'm recording now, because they release scholarships later on, but I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'm happy with whatever there is, but I got $40,000 in Western, $13,000 in McMaster, and I got into University of Toronto. So that's my story, literally. So the process is that I follow somewhat of a step-by-step framework that helps me get here. And I have the framework covered in my other video too, but I'm gonna try to give a sneak peek of the framework. The framework is that you start from something and learn those basic skills such as communication, effective presentation, public speaking, networking, and development. And you follow 5 to 6 phases, and within those phases there are certain skills that you need to acquire. And while you acquire skills, you need to implement those, and that's something that I cover in my academy. Let's talk about grades. I had pretty good grades, trust me. It's people say that extracurriculars matters a lot, but not grades. Well, grades matters a lot in Canada. I'm not saying I had the best grades, but I had to maintain a minimum grade. So in grade 12, I had a 99 in math advanced functions, currently at a 96 in calculus. Physics I got 95, chemistry 96, English 94, and yeah, that's the main thing. Like the math, that's the main required courses required to like get into like engineering programs or like the program that I want to. So that those were my grades. In order to get into Toronto, you have to have like 92 to 98, at least 94, because it gets quite competitive. Your average should be like 97, 96. Then it makes you a very competitive and very well-known applicant. However, you must complement with your extracurriculars. All right, so what do we have on the agenda later on? All right, oh, IELTS. As I'm an international student, I had to fulfill my English language requirements, which is IELTS. Hold on a second. I didn't give IELTS. Well, I gave IELTS, but IELTS wasn't needed. By the time I gave IELTS, I was regretting so much that I wish I didn't give it. How? Literally, you can outpass IELTS if you know this trick. If you know what Duolingo is. Duolingo is an online based English testing platform that is way easier than IELTS, way easier to learn than IELTS, way cheaper than IELTS, takes so much less time, is more realistic, is more user friendly, and it costs only like $60 or $55. Well, this IELTS exam costs like more than $220 or $200, and it's like IELTS gave me like horror nights and days. I was crying. I wasn't crying, but like I was having a very hard time with IELTS, and then I still gave it at the last moment. But someone coming up to me and like, you don't know about Duolingo? Duolingo can change your life, guys. Like, forget about IELTS. I don't know why people focus on IELTS so much. Is that my words are not gonna be given, like are not gonna get importance, but you don't need to give IELTS, trust me, guys. Okay, now let's talk about the framework on how you can build the student portfolio. All right, what's the portfolio and how you can start applying. All right, and what are the things that really makes your application stand out. All right, let's move to my screen. All right, so as an applicant, you must start working in June or May. It's highly important that you start working in May. I wrote July here just in case if you're way too late, but you should start working and thinking about your career in June or May. All right, so you're probably in A levels and giving your your A levels exam or HEC first year exam. You must not apply after your final exam because you're gonna have a gap year, which doesn't make sense. So people normally apply before their final results come in. All right, so you're in HEC first year or A levels, you now need to think about this. All right, start your journey in July, August, September. All right, then what happens? You do your career setting, your budget planning, and have your grades. All right, and it says total framework of the course is that I have a course on that, which necessarily doesn't mean that you have to do the course in order to get those crazy results, but if you want to accelerate, there's something that I can show you. How about I just pull up my screen and just tell you what really do I offer in my course. So here's Basic 101. It's not only a course, it's a community where you will be with like-minded people, and they'll help you and you can help them, and you'll take help from me every single week on a Zoom call. We are launching this course very soon. However, we are accepting pre-orders for it, but I'm trying to provide all my experiences and value as much as possible. We literally go from setting up your mindset to selecting your university, to selecting your city, to selecting your career, to selecting your major field of interest, to building your professionalism and portfolio. See, these are the phases that I talked about. Phase 1, phase 2, overcoming anxiety, and stage 5, basic social etiquette, key tapes and changing presentations. And not only that, I have attached PDFs with some important lessons that helps you get those crazy results. That helped me get here. I wish I had this master plan in thing. We are still filming it. A lot of it has already been done. Look at this, extracurriculars, knowing what to do, every single thing what I know. Now, how to form a club, how to form a website, how to form an NGO, how to approach to teachers, how to get recommendation letters, how to build your own personality, how to have a personal branding and build your confidence. Then applying to university, essay writing, systems and secrets, how I got scholarships, and fulfilling the English language requirements, like how to do the Duolingo very easily. You have an all-in-one course here. Hunting for scholarships. Even I help you get perfect lawyers, or like at least help you apply for your study permit yourself in the proper way possible. And not only that, you see, like pre-migration, that is something that will come later on. Job and like jobs and healthcare and driving license, whatever you say it. But these things, from getting you from here to a mindset shift to personality shift, you're not going to only get a Canadian university acceptance. You're going to build your personal branding, have an extracurricular, like have so many extracurriculars that I believe if you put in the work and really like excel in your community. And not only that, we provide weekly calls. We also bring expert people to the community to give a speech, if that's a thing, that if we have a community, we can do that too. And that, honestly speaking, I'm starting this community just for you guys, so that you can like you really get benefit from it. However, I'm accepted, like it's vague, that I understand a lot of people not being able to afford a lot of things. However, I do have some crazy offers, so you can just check out my link in the bio, like in this description, to see what I'm really trying. All right, so the total framework is that career setting, budget planning, grades, extracurriculars, Duolingo. All right, you do this before January 5th, all right, every single of those. Then you apply. Then September next year you travel abroad. All right, before like next year, like from January, you do your final exam, right, wherever you are. You do your document processing, you get your study permit and visa. All right, so that's basically it. So what was the framework that I was talking about for you? You do not need the course. All right, it's up to your wish. Like, I believe you need it if you want to like really get those crazy results, have someone in hand, and really focus on something. But I'm trying to give away whatever I can on my on my stance, like from where I stand from. Right, so you have mindset shifting. Then you set your career choices and selection. Then you learn the core fundamentals. Then you slowly apply the extracurricular and knowledge. Then you construct your first NGO. Then you do your English language requirements, and then you map out your essay and start brainstorming and writing those essays. Then you apply to your university. Then what happens? You get your visa and study permit, and boom, you fly next year. That's it. So that was the framework that I was talking about. And remember, there's one thing that I always believe. You only take advice from those who want and have who have the results that you want. All right? All right. That was basically it. I believe that when it comes to university acceptance, it's a bit of luck, but also a major portion depends on your whatever you can say, depends on your charisma, luck, and also on your effort. Your grades matter a lot. However, if you want to get a good scholarship, then I believe that you should follow these three things. All right, these three things. Number one, be consistent before applying for at least 6 months. Trust me, the results, the output that you're gonna get, you'll never regret it. You have to be consistent in whatever you're doing, regardless of your grades or extracurriculars. Whatever you're doing, be consistent. Secondly, have the belief in yourself. If you don't have a belief, you're not gonna get into. I had so much belief in me, and God has given me this, and I believe that you guys can do it too. Number three, and that is a focused mindset and a focused work ethic. That's it. That's the three key framework. All right, there's nothing more to it. And you're gonna say, what do you mean there's nothing more to it? Once you apply the strategies that I have covered in this video, before this, in this video, obviously, if you can lay out a plan by yourself, take a piece of paper. You know what I do always? I always take a piece of paper and lay out my plans, like a brainstorm mind mapping type of thing. Literally. And then I do those scribbling and stuff like that. Look at these. These are me and my handwritten notes. Well, these were printed, but it was still written on my pad. These are handwritten notes. visuals, charts, all of my plans go in these silly papers. Do you know the power of like a wooden pencil and a paper is huge? So get back to work, be ready within June or May before your final results, and stay consistent, guys. And if you're gonna if you want to learn more about a very broken down framework of how your journey should be towards professional portfolio building, go check out my video on my 90-day blueprint free masterclass, whatever you say it, on building your professional portfolio and getting ready for your studies in Canada. All right, have a good day and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.